are on a journey on this channel. We are trading a $500 account and we are taking it to $10,000. We are not flipping account overnight as some people do. Throughout this week, I've not really executed any trade. I always tell people that patience is key in trading. If your trade has started moving and has gone away from the entry point, you have to wait for the next setup, because it's like catching a train. If you come to the train station and the train has moved, you wait, or you move to the next bus stop and wait for it there. And some people, what they do is that when they get to the station and the train has taken off, they try to chase the train. It doesn't work like that in trading. A lot of people who trade that way, they end up hurting their trading account. And one thing I need to let you know is that trade does not forgive. If you make some blunders in trading, the market is going to take your money, and that is the sure thing that happens. Okay, so quickly I want to show you some of the setup that are getting matured. There are lots and lots of trading opportunities, okay, but a few of them are beginning to show signs that they are coming to the entry zone. Let us quickly look at those ones. And somebody also specifically asked me to look at US dollar against the Chinese yuan. I actually do not trade that particular currency pair, but I'm going to analyze it for the purpose of that guy that asked. If you look at my screen right now, you will see that we have the chart of pound CHF right here, and I've been waiting for this trade to retrace, and it is happening right now. So let's go to the chart. If you look at let's search for GBPCHF. This is one of the currency pairs that I've been trading for some time, and it is already giving us another trade setup. So if you look at it here, this trade we took last week, if you look at the last week candlestick, after the market broke out of this level, this range, it started trading up and we traded along and made some money. I was waiting for another setup to take, and right here what we observe is that the market is trading back to our entry zone, which is good news for us. It is something that I would like to see so that I can execute the trade either today or tomorrow. So let's watch. The market has already started playing out. From this point it went up there, dropped, went up, dropped, went to that level, dropped, and then I was expecting this impulse move to actually take away that high, but it has not yet taken off that high. What the market is doing right now is retracing to our entry zone. If by any means this trade comes back this zone and show us reversal candlestick pattern, I'm going to execute that trade. So this is number one trade that I am looking at right now. Right, another way we can enter this trade is actually to use the Fibonacci retracement and measure from here down to that point. So it can actually retrace to the 61.8 fib level, or it will come here and sit at the 78.6. And when that happens, I'm going to execute that trade. I'm going to leave it for some time. Let's look at the GBPJPY. This currency pair has played out massively. It has gone massively into profit. But this new week, because I took some profit there, I have not been able to enter a new trade. So I'm waiting for a correction. So the market, we took the first trades here and we closed the profit. After that profit, as you followed in the previous analysis, I was waiting for this market to retrace to the 61.8, but instead it came to the 50% retracement and continued, gave the new impulse move. Right now, what I am going to do on this trade is to wait for the correction again for me to get the next impulse move. Hopefully, all things being equal, this market can play back to the 61.8 or even lower. Then we can trade along. This is going to be a great setup. Another currency pair is New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. Actually, this was one of the currencies that I announced because the fundamentals showed me that the New Zealand dollar was strong while the Japanese yen was going to be weak. So I kept this in my watch list after it broke out of this place and started trading. But you can see so many candlesticks on the 4-hour time frame. There has not been a significant retracement. Now we are seeing signs that it wants to retrace. So let's watch and see what is going to happen. Maybe it can come back to this area or even test this level. If that happens, then it's a good one and we are going to do proper risk management and take the trade. That is for New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. Another currency pair is the CAD JPY. CAD JPY is also giving us a clear retracement. Okay, so let's watch for this setup. If the market does a very clear retracement back to this zone, the market draws back to this zone, is going to be a good time for us to take the trade. But as you can see, I am looking at many Japanese yen pairs. It does not mean that you are going to take all the JPY pairs. You can take one, do proper risk management, and look for another currency pair so that you will not be over leveraged and you will not be leveraged on correlated pairs. That is very, very important. AUDJPY. All the Japanese yen pairs are saying the same thing. Wait for the best setup. You have to look at all of them, the best setup, and you take that one. So having said that, let's look at US dollar Chinese yuan. One person in my community requested that I should analyze this particular currency pair. For me, I have never traded the US dollar Chinese yuan for many reasons. One of the reasons is that the yuan is mainly manipulated by the Chinese government. The forces of demand and supply do not play 100% role in determining the movement of this particular currency pair. So there is a range the Chinese government do not like this currency to exceed. And I've also not been tracking the data from China on their economy, okay, because I've totally neglected that. And coupled with the fact that there is counter tariff project coming from China, Donald Trump has imposed tariffs on China. China is also going to respond to that. So I do not want to expose myself to any aggressive movement. But this guy requested that I should analyze. Let's look at it. If you start on the monthly time frame, there is something we have to observe here. You can see that this market has been in an uptrend. From here, it got there, dropped, went to this level, there, dropped, went to that level, dropped, and it is now on a high. And you can see that whenever it does a major impulse move, there is also a major retracement. And now it has come to the peak. Then from September 2013, when it got to the lowest point, it has never broken above $7.37. Okay. So if you look at the monthly, it is struggling from a very solid resistance point and it is dropping towards another support level. So that is what I have seen for the past 2 months. The USD Chinese yuan has hit a very solid resistance and has been struggling. The movement is not very fast. So if you come to the weekly time frame, what do you see? You can see it has been struggling on a very tight range and is dropping down. Then if you come to the daily, it is just struggling there. It went to that top. That would have been the best place to take this sell. If you are sold at that point, you can keep this trade running for a very long time, okay? But right where it is, for me, if you are going to take a swing position on this, it should be a sell. Generally, it should be a sell because it is coming from the upper part of that range. Okay, so look at it from here. It is showing you a downtrend from this point, which was the high, the ultimate high. After it broke out of this trend line, you draw a trend line from this point across. That would have been a clear place to take that trade, but it has traded down here, giving you a high, and then it is struggling right there. Right now, I do not see a clear trade setup here. But if I am going to risk it at all, what I would do is actually take a sell and maybe keep the stop loss somewhere there, and then I will leave the downside open for whatever is going to happen, because I think this trade will be trading down for a long period of time. Okay, I do not see it pushing above that range. Another way you can also do on this trade, you can wait maybe after FOMC meeting, this can push back up. If it pushes back to this area, that will be a good point for you to look for a sell, because I doubt if it will break this resistance level and go beyond there. So those are the trades that we are looking at, and when I execute any of the trades, I would let you know. Okay, if you go to the platform here and let's search for USD Chinese yuan, let's check the swap. If you look at the specification of this particular currency pair, you see that if you are taking a buy position, the swap is $8.9 for a standard lot, while the swap short is 116.7. Even the swap alone is discouraging me from taking that particular trade, so I'm going to stay away totally from Chinese yuan. I'm a swing trader, so when I am taking a swing position, I want the odds to be in my favor, both the overnight rate as well as the trade direction. If everything aligns, I can afford to keep the trade for a long time and I will not be in a problem. But what we are seeing here, the swap is not really encouraging for us to take a sell on that particular currency pair, except if your broker doesn't charge you a swap. If there is any particular currency pair you are also looking at and you want us to analyze, drop it on the comment. Tomorrow I'll be back here to show you any trade I have executed. If you check the description of this video, you will see a link to our WhatsApp channel where I post updates about my training and about everything that concerns our trading community. Thank you for watching. I want to see you tomorrow.